Okay, so time for one more quick visit to Tartarus before the full moon. And I'm pretty sure we should all be in good condition here. Now, this upcoming boss is not too bad. It's more just a long-winded fight than a particularly difficult one. I mean, seriously, none of the bosses after the Rampage drive have been anywhere near as insane as that thing. But anyway, now, there are a few things you can do for this fight that make it easier if you're level 17. The first is you can fuse Fortuna, a persona that resists wind. You can get that by fusing Inugami and Chimera, which is the only reason I'm keeping those two around. For the moment, though, I am mostly just equipping Valkyrie here for the Auto Tarakaja and the Taruunda, though you might want a persona that has Poisma as well, either that or a lot of Dis-Poison, because this boss mostly will be using Poison as well as wind attacks. It has no weaknesses, so don't worry about what elements your persona uses, as long as it's not weak to wind. Really, that's all I can say about how to prepare there, but so I can say, okay, so, level 17 Fuse Fortuna. The other thing that unlocks at level 17 is you can buy a Wind Charm from B Blue V, the accessory shop, that you can equip to Junpei to reduce his wind weakness. That definitely helps as well. Normally, if I had the choice, I wouldn't even bring Junpei to this fight, but since we only have 4 party members, we're pretty restricted in what we can bring, and Junpei is, in fact, probably going to be our main damage dealer in this fight. That came out weirdly, but yeah, main damage dealers are going to be physical here. So, I'm just going to save here, like I always do before Tartarus bosses. And just one more thing standing in our way to the end of this second block. Well, not technically the end of the whole block, but it is the first barricade of this block. And as far as we can progress before the next full moon, which is going to be in a few days. So it's only one shadow this time, but that means it's going to be stronger. This is, like I've said many times before, a level 17 boss. We're level 15 to 16, so we should be about fine. So, here we go. I'm certain of it too. I did this first try on my practice run, let's hope that still works here.
Its Arcana is the Empress. It's a guardian, so it'll be a difficult fight.
Empress Arcana. Mitsuru says it'll be a difficult fight. I think you're biased there, Mitsuru, for reasons that we don't know just yet. But first we'll scan it, even though it's not going to do much.
I'll attempt to analyze.
It will tell your party members not to use things that it's immune to, though. Speaking of which, put Yukari on heal support now. Because this thing's immune to wind, and that's her main method of doing damage. So make sure that Yukari's not trying to use wind on it, because that's a bad idea. For now, though, I just want to debuff its attack. That is, without Fortuna or the wind-resistant item on Junpei, the main way to mitigate this thing's damage. And I've never seen it do that before. That's just its standard attack, though it does look a little bit interesting. It's kind of like a, I've seen statues like this in cemeteries. But it's also partly an Iron Maiden. Anyway, this is the Change Relic. It has no weaknesses, like I mentioned before, but it can still be knocked down by criticals of physical attacks, unlike the Rampage Drive. Immune to wind, and of course immune to light and dark, like every other boss in the game. Like I said, most of its attacks consist of wind, and it also can poison you. When it's low on health, it will start playing defensively. It can buff its defense with Rakukaja and heal itself with Dia. Now, I didn't see that happen in the practice run, so let's hope that luck continues here.
Hang in there.
So yeah, Yukari's got more than enough SP to handle our healing needs. It's also important that we keep our HP topped up for this fight, because physical attacks are our main method of dealing damage, and well, they cost HP. And if Akihiko's HP falls too low, he'll start using Dia instead of using his physical skills, and we don't want that, because we only really have 3 party members to attack with. Like I said, physical attacks are usually the best here. This is pretty much it's using Rakukaja this early? Okay, I haven't seen it do that before.
That one just won't die.
Last time I really thought it did that when it was low on health. So, already things are... And yeah, expect to miss a few times, but really it's no big deal. So, yeah, this fight's not really hard, it just takes a while. This thing has a lot of endurance. Here's Margola, which does hurt Junpei quite a bit, which is why I want to make sure Yukari's on healing duty. Though I'm glad she's prioritizing us.
Let's go.
We may want to switch over to using Dia at some point ourselves, just to make sure that our physical fighters are... And our Oro Tarakash has gone off. Just to make sure that our physical fighters are not wasting time using items. Now, Jack Frost has Dia, and also Poisma, which might be helpful if this thing starts using poison. Also, don't try using status skills on this boss. It's generally a waste of time. I tried that in my practice run, and I never got any of them to work. I actually don't know if this thing has any status immunities at all. Okay, here's Poison Mist. And it missed everyone. A horrible pun just came to mind, but I won't say it.
That one just won't die.
Hang in there.
So Poison Mist, I think, only has a 20% or 25% chance of hitting a character, but if you get unlucky with it, you can end up with a lot of people poisoned.
Finish it off.
And I'm going to switch back to Valkyrie for Tarunda. Again, it doesn't really matter what personas you use in this fight, as long as they're not weak to wind. Though if you do have Fortuna, she's a very good option here. Aha, your defense is back, that's good. Poison again. Okay, this time only one of us got poisoned. That's generally fine.
Damn, I couldn't finish it up.
Hang in there.
Wait, did you... Junpei's more injured. Heal him. Okay, is that a critical? Yes, it was. Nice. I like how the Relic type shadows open up when they fall over. So, the only time you'll ever see this get knocked down is for a lucky critical. But always capitalize it when you do have the chance. That was a lot of damage from an all-out attack. Anyway, going back to Jack Frost to cure poison. Wait a minute. Okay, I was wrong. Poisma is the one that poisons the enemy. I do have a persona with Poison Muti, the one that cures poison, but, I used the wrong one. At least you get to see what poison does there. Hurt you a little bit after, each turn you take. An Akihiko getting poisoned is not good. Oh, wow, nice.
Here's a chance. Let's get him.
Thankfully, participating in an all-out attack doesn't count as using up your turn, so you're not going to take poison damage for doing that.
Hang in there.
All-out attacks hurt this thing quite a bit.
My turn. I couldn't finish it off.
Yeah, poison is actually pretty dangerous in terms of its damage output in this game. It got even worse in Persona Q, but, Nigi Mitama is the one who has the poison cure, I believe. Yes, it does. Yeah, but of course, in Persona Q, your poison was also incredibly effective against enemies. Especially the few bosses that were weak to it. They just took enormous amounts of damage each turn.
Hang in there.
Okay, good. Please heal Junpei, thank you. The good news about this fight is, since the boss loves to use wind attacks and not much else, Yukari is almost, guaranteed to survive, which means
Akihiko is severely injured.
you're pretty much guaranteed to have your healer around for this whole fight, which makes it a lot more manageable. I need Dia. Who's the best one I have with that? I think, Jack Frost. Though I would very much like to finish this thing off before it starts healing itself, because it can do that. I'm not sure how rare it is. Please tell me I didn't jinx it. Yes, I did jinx it. Oh, wow, that's pathetic. Okay, I actually don't care about using Dia anymore. That's like nothing. And you should have healed Junpei.
My turn.
Yeah, the healing priority of party member 7 heal / support is not the best sometimes. They do tend to poison you. Not poison. That was... I don't know why I said that. This boss is getting to me. They do tend to prioritize the main character, which is good because they're the one who gives a game over if they die, but you're using a regular attack again.
That one just won't.
Oh, not quite done. I think I could just rush it to finish it off.
Take the enemy down.
Oh, it's not quite down. Oh, well, that's bad. Okay, stop rush, stop rush. But it's dead anyway. Okay, that almost backfired.
I never want to be in a cast again.
Wow, that I never heard him say that line before. That's cool. So, that's again not a very hard fight, though. I'm really glad that Akihiko didn't just, you still take poison damage even on the last hit of a battle. That's interesting, because, that means that you could... You know, I've never seen this happen before, but if you get poisoned, you're on really low health, and you finish a battle, and you die to poison damage, can you game over like that? I wonder if that's possible. Anyway, definitely going to go back. Thankfully, poison party members don't head back to the dorm if you go to the entrance to Tartarus. They get fully cured, there's no penalty, so definitely heading back. So, I take back what I said, don't worry about it using Dia because it's pathetic. 50 HP healing is like very good for you at this point in the game, but for a boss with that much HP, 50 HP is nothing. There are bosses with more dangerous healing spells later in the game and later in the series, but we'll worry about them much later. Yeah, you need to get used to using skills like Panic to block certain bosses from healing, because otherwise things can get very, very bad. And I've heard it's even worse for certain bonus bosses in other Atlas games, like Digital Devil Saga, which has a boss that, if you violate certain conditions, will fully heal itself while it's on very, very low HP, and it has like 30,000 health, and instantly kills you every 4 turns if you're not fully buffed. So Mitsuru says there are fewer enemies in this area, which is interesting. We're actually not going to be fighting very much here.
Be careful. There are 4 enemies.
Interesting combination. I haven't seen that one before. Okay, I doubt we're going to be getting any level ups before the full moon. But anyway, Yomotsu Shikome just re-leveled up. Which is actually going to help a little bit, because... Oh, hey, Junpei leveled up. Nice. Actually, a good thing that I did that, because otherwise he'd be going into the full moon scenario a level lower, and... Let me just say, due to the way that scenario is set up, he would not be leveling up until after the boss. And you're only 9 off. I'll just fight one more thing. I mean, I didn't notice that in my practice run, actually. Rancid gravy, really? While the stairs are right there, I just kind of want to fight one more enemy. See, this is a very small floor with few enemies, and I'm surprised that connected. I think this is also the first time we've seen a 3 coin. Oh! And the first time we've seen that happen! That's a new feature of Shuffle Time. And I don't want to double up after that, because it's a little hard to explain this at this point, but when the cards go up, pay attention...
Yes!
Also, Yukari leveled up. I'll discuss that as well later. Pay attention to the order the cards rise up in. Everything before that does not matter, because the order the cards rise in is the order they fall in. So, basically, the cards there, I noticed that the 3 coin went up 3rd, which means it will come down 3rd. It's hard to explain without visual aid, but it's kind of easy to get the hang of once you figure out the trick to it. Before I figured out the trick to it, when I saw that for the first time, I was like, what? How the hell are you supposed to even get the right card there? But It is predictable, you just need to realize that. The cards always come down in the same order they went up in, and everything that happened before the cards went up is meaningless. "39th floor, like Mitsuru said, less shadows, but hey, red chest, that's nice, and I knew that was going to happen. Except with your absolutely pathetic skills. Oh, I didn't know you could do Sukukaja. But, other than that, yes, pathetic. I do not care about you getting a preemptive on me at all. So, what's in the rare chest? Attack mirror. Okay, that's really good because the only way we can actually get ourselves attack mirrors at this point is from... I have to fight you, don't I? Is from trading in gems and... yeah, so definitely good to get one of those for free. Okay, so I promised that I'd show something with Yukari having leveled up, because I think she's learned a new skill. Yeah, she learns Charm D, so she can now cure Charm. Which is helpful were it not for the fact that Yukari's probably the one party member that you most worry about getting charmed, because she can heal the enemy if she does. Okay, stairs up there, and couldn't get past you. Okay, you getting a preemptive is kind of bad. That's interesting.
Akihiko is frozen. Cover him.
The protagonist does do their getting damage noise when using an evoker while physically.
Yes.
I'm not sure why, but that always did sound like a damage noise.
Another enemy defeated. Good job. One more. Keep up the good work.
There's a reason why I'm not caring about healing in these fights, and that's because on the next floor... we've reached the barricade! This is as far as we can go. And thankfully the old documents still appear here even without accepting the request from Elizabeth, so there's no point in accepting those requests until you've actually found the documents. If we go to System though, and Dictionary, let's see the second one. Weird. Kirijo's Ergo Research Branch plans to build a lab on this island. I wonder what for. Still doesn't really make much sense, and there's nothing really that weird about this floor. You're looking out at this kind of cool, like, abyss there, except for this statue that appears to be crying blood. Yeah, it's just kind of there in that corner. But, this barricade isn't as, well, creative as the barricade of school desks. Looks more like metal bones. But anyway, this is as far as we can go. So, we're heading back. And I'm still annoyed that these floors aren't actually checkpoints, so you have to make your way up from floor 36 the next time you come here. Thankfully, the floors between 36 and 40 are pretty much few enemies and very small. But now that we've got the old document, we can go here, accept that request, and it'll immediately complete itself. And Elizabeth will remind you that the full moon is coming, but I wanted to come here today because... yeah, the second old document request would have expired tomorrow. So, good thing we're doing this now. After we complete that, we just need steel metal, which I'm not too concerned with doing at this point, because the next area of Tartarus is still considered the same block, so the same type of rare shadows are going to appear there, so I have more opportunities to run into them later. Valkyrie Tarukaja, I wish I'd known about that earlier. Also, Jack Brothers. I technically could do that now. But anyway, I'll just complete this request for the moment. We've got the second old documents. Yeah, and the old documents are the key to understanding what Tartarus is, but the moment they're not providing too much info. But we got a balm of life out of that. Actually, I want to check something. Is it possible for me to fuse Pyrojack now and just show off Jack Brothers just to get another quest out of the way? Chimera and Archangel. Okay. Bewilder, Cleave, Rakukaja. Don't think I really want Cleave. Sukaja, Hama, Patra. That's better. I'll need to buy back Archangel for this, but I'm just doing this so I can get another request out of the way in this session. In fact, I might actually be able to get multiple out of the way. And Pyrojack has a hard item, though weirdly enough, this is one of the few hard items that can actually be found in rare treasure chests later on anyway. It's the, like, something cape, which makes it easier to escape from battles. Not really the best of the hard items. Also, Pyrojack, or otherwise known as Jack-O-Lantern, is another one of the Jack class of personas / demons. Another one of the mascots of the series. Provoke and Rage Boost might be an alright combo. That increases the chances of, do I want to get rid of Hammer? Well, I already have Archangel for Hammer, so I'll let it happen. Poison Boost, yeah, maybe I can pass that down to a different persona, but as it stands, Poison Boost on a persona that has no poison skills is pretty useless. That's the big risk of taking those skill mutations. You never know what's going to happen, and very often what does happen is something that you don't really want. Do I have one more persona slot? Oh, right, and then Chimera and Inugami. Yeah, I need those two for Fortuna later, but I'll worry about that afterwards. We'll make sure to register your Motsu Shikome now. And this Pyrojack, because it's a lot stronger than its base level. And Jack Frost only gained a little bit more experience. And I guess I'll register the Valkyrie with more experience too. Actually, I want to check something. If I dismiss another one of these personas that I don't need at this point, because I can always buy back Inugami later. Okay, let's just dismiss you. You can always just dismiss a persona from your menu whenever you want. And I'm going to just try, because for the moment we have more money than we really need, so I think I can afford to spend a little bit on the compendium. I'm going to try and maybe get another one of Elizabeth's requests out of the way. Going to need Archangel for this, and I'm going to need the regular Angel, who I will very quickly get rid of after this. Because we're going to go back into Tartarus very briefly to demo a couple of fusion spells. Kind of merge skills and spells there. First, though, we're going to save because we've reached the next block and defeated a boss, and I don't want to lose all this progress. With Jack Frost and Pyrojack in our list, as well as Angel and Archangel, we're going to go back into Tartarus very briefly to demo a couple of fusion skills. Okay, let's see if you're gonna demo this. Okay, we've got 3 Venus Eagles.
3 enemies detected. Strike first.
So, to do this, we need to equip either Pyrojack or Jack Frost. Though, what are you weak to? Okay, you're not weak to wind, that's fine. Yep, so with these 2 personas' power, we're able to use Jack Brothers, another fusion skill. 31 SP. And so this has a medium chance of outright knocking down all foes without needing to hit their weaknesses. Pretty sure it works on enemies that don't have weaknesses in the first place, so it can be useful sometimes, though it is a little unreliable. The way in which it knocks down the enemies, though, is pretty amusing.
Here's our chance for an all-out attack!
Yes, Jack Frost and Pyrojack perform a comedy routine so terrible that all of the enemies just spontaneously fall over out of sheer pain. So that's interesting.
A complete victory.
It's
Great
one of
job.
the more hilarious fusion spells in the game. Oh, I could have got an angel here. Oh well. I don't want to double up. Now we've done that, it'll be registered in our fusion spells list permanently. And I'm still hunting around a bit in case I find any gold shadows. Ooh, you are distressed. You are perfect victim number 2. Aha, tables.
There are 4 enemies. Strike
You've
first.
caused me some trouble in the past. So I believe it is time for some... Justice! So yes, with Angel and Archangel, we can use the fusion spell Justice, which costs a bit more. This one halves all enemies' HP. And, I've got to say this when I use this. Here we go. In Justice we trust! It is quite unreliable, as it is a light-based attack. And so, it's affected by the enemy's resistance to light. For enemies that it does hit, it halves their HP. Though, this spell I feel is of questionable usefulness overall, because it has the highest success rate against enemies that are outright weak to light, and when they are weak to light, light skills will kill them instantly, so what's the point of halving their HP? At least it hits all enemies, but really, I'd use Hammer-On or Mahammer-On over this any day. They're a lot cheaper as well, so probably not my favourite fusion spell personally. I mean, it might be good on some tougher enemies that you'd like to halve the HP of. I mean, like, as it stands, halving the HP of all enemies is a really useful effect, just if only it was a little more reliable, and if only it wasn't light-based. Because, like I said, being light-based, the enemies that it has the highest chance of succeeding on are enemies you can instantly kill with light anyway. So if we go to System, we now have Jack Brothers, Cadenza, and Justice in the list. That's weird. Jack Brothers and Justice are the first and last skills on the list of fusion spells. That's interesting. As you can see, there's a lot more of them. Some of them are going to be extremely difficult to show on camera, though, because they require very late-game personas. I'll try and show as many of them as I can, though. I'm actually going to stay here for a little bit just in case any gold shadows show up, but if they don't, then I'll just cut back to handing in the request. We're about to be ambushed by a shadow the moment we close this text box, but I just wanted to say, ooh, this thing that I just got from a rare chest, the Night Falcon, that's a rapier-type weapon, and it's a very, very good weapon for this point in the game. I was worried that I wouldn't actually get it at all, but it seems like I did, and yep, you're gonna ambush me. So, in addition to having one of the coolest names for a weapon I've seen in any game, this not only has really good attack power, it also has decent odds of inflicting fear on any regular attack. That is really, really good for this point in the game, and in fact I might actually equip that now. I honestly didn't think I'd get the Night Falcon, but yeah. Doesn't really look too special, but that effect, great damage and medium chance of fear, is pretty amazing. Wonder if you'd like to demo it.
That's a rare form. Teach it a lesson.
Aha! I got a rare shadow here. We got a rare shadow on camera, so I would like you to please die. Yes, that takes care of a lot of Elizabeth's requests.
A complete victory. Great.
And we get that steel medal. And I've learned the hard way, there's no point in farming more of them for medals, because the medals only sell for a tiny amount. Unlike the normal items they drop, which sell for a huge amount. And an item they'll be dropping later that's even more valuable. I just want to find an exit point now. Oh, there was an exit point right there. Definitely ready to return to the entrance. I think I've fulfilled at least pretty much 3 requests in one night, possibly 4 if I'm correct about what the next fusion spell request is going to be. So let's turn all of those into Elizabeth and get our rewards. Yes, I'm aware the moon goes full. So yeah, I got the steel medal. Actually, I one-shotted both of them. But we are a bit stronger now. Actually, getting Spike Bat now is decent, because that's a weapon for Junpei. And quite ironic, considering the situation he's going to be in on Saturday. But anyway, now that we've performed Jack Brothers, I can just accept this request. Oh, now I get the, Oh, wow. They're already giving me the request to defeat an enemy in the 3rd block of Tartarus, which we can't do yet. In fact, we won't be able to do that in 2 full moons, both this coming one and the next one. So, no use accepting that now. But I have completed the Jack Brothers request. Yeah, so charming that all the enemies just spontaneously fall over. That gets us 5 Buffalo gems. At this point, when we don't really have more powerful ice spells, that is pretty useful. Now, let's see if... Yes, I knew it! Justice was the next one. So, I've already done Justice. Interested to see what the next fusion request is. So we've cast Justice. Yeah, definitely. Unless they're immune to light, in which case, doesn't do anything. Still not one of my favorite ones, but Gurula gems are, don't find them as useful because Yukari's going to be learning Gurula eventually, so... They're alright now. Oh, okay, I was wondering what the next fusion spell request is, and the next one is Frolic. This one we won't be able to do for a little while. This one requires Pixie and Narcissus, who's level 20. So... yeah. If I remember correctly, Frolic is a bit of a weird spell as well. It's not really the best. It can potentially be harmful to you. Some of the fusion spells are more like kind of joke attacks. But anyway, we've completed, well, we've made much more progress than I thought we would. Got to the end of this block, defeated a boss, completed a huge number of Elizabeth's requests. So with that, I will see you next time for a few more Social Link moments and then the next full moon. So, see you then. Wait, I just realized I need to give Junpei the bat. Almost forgot. In fact, if I didn't give that to him now, I probably wouldn't have another chance to until the actual full moon. At the moment, it's stronger than everything else he has, so let's go ahead and equip the bat with nails driven into it, which ironically foreshadows Junpei's weapon in, well, he approves, which is ironic considering what's going to happen on Saturday. Yeah, kind of foreshadowing his weapon in Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. But anyway, now I'll see you next time.